Swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Alright, what's up YouTube? This is actually going to be a real review this time on whether or not Star Wars Galaxies is worth it in 2022. The first video was basically just me getting over first video hump. So yeah, that was more of just me messing around with YouTube and trying to figure out how to upload videos and all that good fun stuff. Anyway, there are 3 different projects that I'm going to go over because when you say Star Wars Galaxies worth it in 2022, the thing taken into consideration, there are 3 different versions. You have pre-CU, which is pre-combat upgrade. You have the CU, which is combat upgrade, and then you have the NGE, which is new game enhancements. So I'm going to discuss each one of those. The SWGEmu, the first one, that's the project that I have been with for the longest. I've pretty much been with that since day one, back when the game was live and they first produced, I think, Core 1, I think was what it was called, where it was just a world and that was all you got to do was just log in and you were standing in a world by yourself. They have come a long way. I mean, you know, since they are now playable, you have a full-on playable server. It is almost like what it was on live. You know, there are a few things that might not be exact, but for the most part, you do have a very similar experience to what you had on the live server. I would definitely encourage anybody new signing up for them. If you try the pre-CU version out, make sure you go over all of the rules when you join, just to make sure you don't inadvertently do anything that you know you shouldn't be doing. I mean, for the most part, I mean, you know, it's a common sense thing. You should be all right, but you at least want to read all the rules the first time out. I mean, I read them years ago. I probably couldn't quote them to save my life to you now. The main one that sticks out to me, and this is one, while I do agree with the rule, I don't necessarily agree with the execution of the rule. For example, you do need a legit copy of Star Wars Galaxies. If you want to have more than one account, you do have to basically provide a photo of you with your purchased CDs. Now you can pretty much get these on eBay and that's generally no problem. The only issue I have with this rule is more the execution of it. For example, say, you know, I have 2 copies of the game, right? You know, I want to apply to have, you know, a second account for somebody in the house. Well, if a CD is missing from second copy, I would thereby have to, they would basically make you have to buy another copy. You'd have to go right back on eBay and find another copy with all the CDs. And in my opinion, I think that's kind of a bit much. And in fact, I would call it overkill. I think as long as you prove that you have a legal copy of the game itself, that you legally purchased it, and have a right to that content, that should be in the discussion, you know, because in this day and age, I mean, you know, nobody uses CDs anymore, first off. So if you got them, they're probably more than likely pretty old. A lot of times things get misplaced, sometimes things get broke. Could be any number of reasons why you don't have a CD. So that would be kind of a pain in the behind to have to sit there and purchase another copy just for one single solitary CD. So yeah, I do kind of think that's a bit much. That's probably one of the few things that I don't agree with. But also the other side of that coin is when you play in somebody else's house, you have to go by their rules. So whether you like it or not, those are the rules. So that is a heads up that I do want to give you all is that if you do purchase the CDs, you need to make sure you have all of them. If you're just having one account, you should be good. I mean, you don't have to sit there and provide a photocopy if you just want to play the game and it's just one account. Generally, the only time you really have to provide that is if you're applying for another account from the same location. That's generally the only time that I've ever personally have known them to ever ask anybody that. Thank God they never asked me for one, because I'd have to go digging for mine, and I'm gonna be real honest, I don't know what box I have it in anymore. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I tell them I'd at least need a week. I'd at least need a week to try to find it. But overall, it's a very good, very good emulator. Very good emulator project. They've been in business for at least a decade and a half. So I mean, they started not long. I mean, I want to say they started not long after the game itself got released. I want to say first heard about it within like the first year uh, that the game came out. At best second. You know, um, people were trying to emulate this game right off the bat. So the project has come a long ways. You know, it's even changed. Over the years. So it's worth looking into or whatever. If you've been with the project way back in the day, and you want to revisit it, it's worth giving it a look. There is about 3 servers. Well, technically 4. You have Basilisk, which will probably be going down at some point in time in the near future. We don't know when, but it will be going down, unfortunately. It's going to go poof. Finalizer is the new one. I think once they get everything sorted out with Finalizer, we probably won't be seeing Basilisk anymore. Um, you have TC Nova, which is an open test center, and then there's TC Prime, which I, bel I want to say you have to sign up in order to be a part of it. I'm not really sure how that works. I haven't looked into TC Prime, so I'm not really going to say much about that particular server, but it is another test server. Um, so I don't really know the ins and outs regarding what the various differences is. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, that might be the one that they used back when they were running tests with Basilisk every so many days. So they might be doing that with Finalizer, like it's an image of the other server. So that might be possibly what that is. So that's the first emulator project. So if you're interested in pre-CU, SWGEmu is definitely the way for you to go. Now, the main thing about this version is that it feels more like a virtual world. So everything has meaning. You have professions, about 32 professions. You can pretty much mix and match and do whatever you want to do. So it's as customizable as you would want it to be. And it's arguably more of a virtual world than it is a game, even though there are a lot of people out there that treat it more like a game rather than a virtual world. Um, and I say that because the mentality over the years has changed. But when the game first came out, a lot of people were treating it more like a virtual world rather than just another hack and slash game that they played. Um, that all started to change when the combat upgrade was introduced. Now, there isn't really a combat upgrade emulator, but there is a combat upgrade like emulator. It's more of a hybrid of combat upgrade and NGE, and that is SWG Restoration. Um, I tested it when it first came out. You know, the guy first started working on it. It's a one-man dev team, or at least last that I checked, and he did a very good job with it. It's very nicely done. Um, I have not looked back into it in a while, so I don't really have much to say except for the fact that it is, I would say more accurately to be described, this developer's vision of what the combat upgrade should be. So if you're looking for an exact replica of combat upgrade, you're not going to get it. It doesn't exist. But SWG Restoration is the closest that you will get to. It is also proof of concept of being able to use the NGE code in order to create pre-CU servers. So it's proof of concept. And I only mention that because I've had an argument before whether or not that code could or couldn't be used to emulate pre-CU servers. And my stand on that is, well, if you can upgrade the combat upgrade, which was more or less pre-combat upgrade dumbed down, really shouldn't be that difficult, to go the full mile on it. So I'm sure it would take some doing, some very intelligent people with coding abilities would probably have to, tackle that, but as of now, it doesn't exist. But SWG Restoration is a very good project. You will have to sign up for an account on their website in order to access their Discord. I only recently found this out because my account there, I'm assuming, got wiped, and when I went to the Discord to find out what was going on, I found myself locked out of it, so I couldn't really be bothered to fix that up right away, right yet. But it is a good program, and it's worth checking out, if you're a fan of the combat upgrade. I would definitely Google that, and give that a look. And now we have new game enhancements. I'm going to keep my opinions to myself on what I think of new game enhancements because I do realize we have a lot of fans out there for that particular version. However, I will give credit where credit is due. SWG Legends, who is one of the main servers and the one I'm referencing in this video, did an outstanding job of bringing the NG back. Um, they have created new additional content, new areas. Um, the server is very welcoming to new players. I got nothing but good things to say about their staff. The few interactions that I've ran into with their staff on that server, um, it's been top notch. Um, I would say SWG Legends definitely wins out in terms of doing events. They have an active staff on the server. Uh, I got nothing but good things to say about them over there. NG, while not my favorite version of Galaxies, I will say the experience I had in Legends makes me want to play the NG, and that's saying a lot. I mean that's saying I mean they're that good that I actually don't mind playing NG over there on their servers. Um, I think they've done an outstanding job with everything that they have over there. So if you're a fan of the NGE, um, I would definitely give that server, give them a look. There are other servers out there regarding the NGE. I really can't comment on them because, in fairness, I haven't played on them. So I'm not going to say one's better than the other, but SWG Legends is the one that I've had the most experience with. And as far as the NGE goes, which, well, the only experience with, it's a very highly populated server. The one bonus is that you don't have to worry about server wipes over there. Whereas, for example, SWGEmu, you will eventually have your characters wiped. Finalizer is not going to be the final server. So at some point, you will have your character wiped. So that is the downside. And I would consider it to be more in alpha stage than anything else. However, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I'll put the link in the description down below. You do have other SWGEmu based servers that you can find listed on their website or on their forums that say that they are not doing server wipes, and you have some that are just straight up pre-CU. You have some that are custom servers. For example, my referencing SWG Restoration. Remember, I said it was a hybrid of NG and combat upgrade. Well, using the SWGEmu code, there is a server called Empire in Flames that has done a hybrid of pre-CU and NGE using that code. So if you're looking for a different experience, there might be a server there, that you might want to look into. That's one you might want to gravitate towards. Um, they have different ones that have added different worlds. They even got one that has done a complete tabletop roleplay setup. You just have to go down the list, read the description, and see which one suits the needs of what you would like to do. So overall, I would say give one of those servers a try. If you're not finding that SWGEmu, the official servers, are meeting your needs, they still have SWGEmu based servers that more than likely might meet your needs. And to be honest, the populations on some of these servers could probably use a good increase. I'm actually considering doing videos of each server to show the distinct differences between the two. Um, I haven't decided on that yet, so don't quote me on that. But they are very good servers out there. Each community, I've joined a few discords with them. People are helpful. In all the communities across the board, I can't really say that I've had a problem in any of them. So, I would say regardless of which one you join, I think that you'll be good to go. One of the things that I did kind of want to show that I might have talked about is how certain things don't act exactly the way they should compared to live. I'm going to go down here, put my interface back up. I'll show you guys what I was talking about. Like this is the lost village of Durban. That might be a good idea if I mask that before I walk in there. Now, there's going to be a set of stairs I'm going to go on, and I actually am curious if they ever fix this. I brought this up a couple of years ago, and had people try to say that I was not being truthful, so to speak. I'm putting it politely. But if any of you remember this grind spot from live, do me a favor and post in the comments regarding it. Alright, let's see if I can get up there without. Due to my mass sent, the Sludge Panther ignores me. Let's get back up here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Right up here. So, you would come up here, and you'd basically be able to just shoot them for wherever. And they would not be able to get past the bottom area here. They just wouldn't be able. You'd be able to shoot and, excuse my creaky chair, and grind all day. And you would have everybody up here, you know, like in a long row, like, you know, a firing squad. And we would basically be taking out Sludge Panthers left, right, and center. Usually we'd AFK grind all night long. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to target this dude. And we're going to find out whether or not I can pop him, or if I'm going to get a trip to the cloners. This will be fun. Let's see, did they fix this? You lost sight of your target. Oh, I can't even target him. Okay, let me see if I can go over here. There we go. Are you working? Did they fix it? No, they did not. So that means that dude, and I'm not even buffed, so I'll probably die. Oh. I'm surprised I did not die. Now, he should have death blowed me right off the bat. And that's fine. I'm just going to leave him alone, let him heal. So anyway, yeah. So as you can see, the grind spot definitely does not work the way it used to work on live. What would usually happen is people would sit here and we would shoot as a firing squad. And at some point, the SOE devs in the middle of the night, they'd always wait until the middle of the night, you know, kind of when they figured everybody would be asleep. And then they would send massive waves. I'm talking like by the thousands, hundreds of thousands, just run. Oh, crap. Might want to run, dude. Ah. Okay, I definitely should have been dead. Yeah, save from creatures. Okay, we gotta get out of here. And okay, there we go. Never mind, he came back. Alright, thanks, dude. Redesignated facility. Well, both of them are lavender wildland, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Alright, so what? Back. Trip to the cloners. All of my stuff is messed up. Oh yes, I totally pooed to bed with that. And other thing is you do have to reset your waypoints after death. You didn't have to do that online, but you do gotta kind of do that on here. So, see how much insurance I have. How much is it gonna cost me to do insurance? Insure all. Yes, thank you. Yes, now all items are insured. So I can do it again. So now this here is one of the main reasons why server wipes kind of suck. is because cities like this that people put a lot of hard work into, they're gonna go bye-bye. Not gonna be able to go to them no more. One of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of server wipes. I don't play MMOs that my character wiped. I don't think anybody does. Now, if the game ends, the life of the game ends, then that's one thing, you know. I mean, that's understandable. Nothing lasts forever, but yeah, somebody to hit the reset button on you, yeah, that does kind of suck. So, but if you don't mind server wipes, then playing on the SWGEmu official servers is definitely the way to go. I myself personally come on here to chillax. I don't really get into anything serious. Alright. And we'll drop that down while I heal up. But for the most part, I would say the game is definitely worth getting into in 2022. If you want to play pre-CU, like I said, and you don't want to deal with the server wipe aspects, I would definitely recommend checking out one of the other custom servers that you can find on the website, and just come on the official servers if you want to test out the changes and help give input, you know, to help further along the project. SWG Restoration, as far as I know, they're not doing server wipes. SWG Legends, as far as I know, they are not doing server wipes. So technically, the only ones who are doing server wipes are the SWGEmu official servers. Everybody else is no wipes. So you do have a buffet of options and servers to pick from. And like I said, I will pop the list in the description. If you have a server that I did not name off, whether you're SWGEmu or, well, let me rephrase, whether you're a pre-CU server, a CU server, or an NGE server, if there is a project out there, an emulator out there, a server out there that is not in the list that I put in the description, leave a comment with the link. I'll add it to the list on the description. That way everybody can just kind of look at it, you know, and say, you know, okay, let me go check this one out. It'll save people time on a Google search. Anyway, sorry this review was not fancy, and I didn't have like a whole bunch of fancy gameplay shots and all the other cool stuff that everybody else is doing. I'm just old fart on YouTube, running my mouth, so it is what it is. That's my opinion regarding the game. Give it a look. See what you guys think about it. Anyway, this Wookiee is out. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed. Have a good one. Take care, all. Oh, one last thing before I go. Regarding the Lost Village Durban, because I realized I got sidetracked on that on my trip back to the cloners. What would happen usually after the Sony devs would sit there and send massive waves to wipe everybody out is the server within the area would be bugged, and you would have to basically wait till your daily server reboot would happen in order for it to go back to normal. So I believe, you know, I think it would be kind of cool if there was a way for it to be programmed where, like, if it functioned that way, rather than, obviously, the SWGEmu devs having to do that manually, is where the server would, there would be like a timer that would send those waves every so often, um, once per server, reboot. Generally towards like, I would say like middle of the night kind of thing. I mean, that's generally usually when it would happen. So, I would say like, during, whenever, it's like late night during the grind times, depending on, what time zone that they would be in, or close, closer to when the server would be like reboot, say 8 hours before it would do an automatic reboot or something, but, or have it random. I think that would just be a neat feature, uh, to see on the server. I think would bring back a lot of memories for a lot of people. There are a couple of different grind spots that worked a little differently. I know Yavin, used to be able to like grind in certain areas um, there, at some of the POIs. I may or may not decide to do a video. I may go check it out and see how they function. I probably would assume that they don't function, the same either as they did on live. But that's basically an example how, when I say things don't work exactly the way they did on live, it's little things like that is more to the point as to what I was referencing in regards to the SWGEmu. But overall, I would say you'd probably find a lot more things closer to how it was versus than not. But anyway, that's mostly what I meant by that. Um, yeah, I believe that's it. So I think I pretty much covered everything. Like I said, regardless of which project you go with, you should have a good time with it. Anyway, have a good one, everybody. Take care.